everybody, this is Leslie from ColourArte. I'm going to show you how I did this painting on the outside of our hearts with primer elements, vivid clear enamel, and these beautiful glass hearts that we've had for a little while now. And we're having a special on the hearts, they're 20% off. We've got half case, quarter case, full cases. And then currently there's a sale on ColourArte.com, 20% off the entire inventory. And that's, I certainly don't write that well, sorry. ColourArte.com. Okay, so that would make these ornaments 40% off. Now, they come to a 4-pack. They're wrapped in their own little individual bag. Incidentally, I'm filming over my shoulder this time. It's a little bit different, so bear with me while I'm used to filming overhead, but I want you to be able to see the absolutely stunning shimmer of the paint that just doesn't show up the same way on an overhead shot. So anyway, so the ornament comes bagged. They come in a 4-pack box, 4 to a box. Each ornament is individually wrapped. It's got the little hanger. Now we have double fired the opening. Now what does that mean? Most ornaments that you buy are unfinished glass here in the middle. Okay, it's chipped glass you can cut your fingers on if you try to color the inside. And we've colored the inside of these for years. That's why I'm kind of excited about how I can also do the outside. But the unfinished glass you prick your fingers on. So when I had these made, I had them fire these twice. So it's a smooth opening that the hard part's getting this thing back in. So I'm not going to say I'm perfect at it, but the little metal thing. Now you're still going to need a hook to be able to get them on the Christmas tree or whatever event you're going to use these for, because this is just a little string. And then they come in their own bag. I recently did a large swipe with all these colors I have here mixed up in squeeze bottles. So I went ahead and tried to do different combinations on the outside. And I was like, well, how am I going to stabilize the ornament so I could pour on it or dribble paint on it? I hung them on the hook. Some of you might have seen the little video on Facebook where I hung them on the hook. But I wanted to have, of course, a little more control over the color. So what I did was I used this 6-ounce plastic, I think this is an 8-ounce plastic salsa tub. And I had these little leftover caps here. They're from little tiny salsa cups that I don't use anymore. And I put in just enough so the ornament would sit in this thing but not fall out. It'd move around but it wouldn't fall out. And the next challenge was how to get the paint from dripping on the back. I tried to completely tape up the back of these with the painter's tape all along the back, but I let the tape kind of flap open. I put the tape out here and let it flap open on the sides. Then I tried to tape it around and the paint still creeped underneath. Not that much on this one. Definitely creeped up on the back on this one. So I'm going to have to dribble some paint. This third one, I just let it go natural. I love the patterns along the side that I got. I don't know if you can see those patterns in the light. But I got this strange little ring. So, which means it's settled up against a little salsa cup, and I got this ring, but I love the other patterns. Now this is still clear. These still have clear popping through. We're going to put some gold or other colors inside, and that's going to make this richer. But I really, really love the pattern on the back of this. So what I'm going to try this time is just put one piece of tape across the back, kind of fit about that size. If I had a round hole punch, that'd be even better. And then just let the paint drip naturally in here, not try to tape off the whole back side. Okay. So I've got my heart. And I think what messed up last time, of course, taping when you have gloves on is not the smartest thing in the world to do. I promised myself I'd already have it taped up, but now you can actually see me do this. I think where I got into trouble is when I taped up the sides, I had the paint flipping up on the side. This time I'm just going to lay it completely flat. I'm looking for scissors. I don't have any. So I'm just going to kind of tear about the size that I think, even though I know it's round and I'm not tearing it round. I think next time I'll have a hole punch. But this gives an area that I know that the ornament can rest on. It's kind of almost in the same area where it ended up on mine, but mine was on the opposite side. But a little place there where this is kind of around the same size as this. So it drips, and I'll just make sure that once I've got my paint landed, that that blue piece of tape is sitting right on top of those little lids, okay? Now, I'm quite fond of this color combination. Came out pretty matte, and I think it's because, sorry, I'm going to get a close-up here for you guys. I'm going to get some close-ups on these. I'll talk about what I like. Even though it's a little bit matte and the green mica's popping on the top, that's the black that got poured on with some of my Stargazer on top. And yet I love this marbling here on the side. These colors do have silicone in them except the black. Okay, the black had no silicone in it because that's what I was using for my swipe. But this one I did a little pour, and then I kept adding more black and more Stargazer on top. This one, I just started pouring color in color. Now, it's very, very transparent. See how it's completely clear on the back? So we're going to drop some gold in here, and I think you're going to be shocked and surprised how more opaque and bright and sparkly that even becomes, even more sparkly than it already is. I am going to paint the back with something. I'll probably brush paint it, or I can dribble a little color. But I really like the front of this, so I don't really want to ruin it by putting too much paint on the back. Okay. This one, I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and she says, just pour like the red all over it. I said, well, I've got this ginger peach. So I poured the ginger peach, the black into the ginger peach, and you can see where the Stargazer here went into it. On this side, some of that neon green, that Artist Loft neon green went in here, but it picked up the mica, even though that neon green is matte. The mica seeped through where the neon green is, but like I showed you earlier, I'm really liking what happened here on the back end. It's very, very interesting. So this is where I wished I had that little tape mark. I'm going to have to paint something. I could decoupage something on here. I could put something that's a little bit bigger and more centered that covers up the area here. There's a lot of options. These hearts are actually thick enough to engrave. So it's not done yet. We also have egg shapes. I'm sitting here thinking, you know, Fabergé eggs where you're putting on Swarovski crystals, but these look really gorgeous with the primary elements and that Artist Loft Black and green. Okay, so let's do one. I went to my local Smart and Final, my restaurant supply, and I got the cutest, mark my little tape mark here where the center of the camera is. these cute little half, I think they're 3/4 ounce all the way to the tip, but they're like a 1/2 ounce up to this rim of color, which seems to be about the perfect amount to use. These colors I showed you were already left over from the last piece that I did. So they have, this one is Stargazer. It's mixed with GAC 800, a little Liquitex pouring medium, some water, a little silicone. I don't know if I need silicone on future ornaments, but I'm letting you know these particular ones have silicone in them. I'm going to do a different color combination. Let's see what happens by pouring some of this ginger peach in with that Stargazer. That's that orange. This is going to be a little bit more crazy. This is that hot pink ginger flower. I didn't add any more silicone in it. There's just what was left from the last pour. This is the Artist Loft. It's a neon green. Get this in the camera so you guys can see this. I'm not used to shooting over my shoulder yet, so bear with me. Hopefully you'll bear with me. I'm going to put a few drops of black, but black has a tendency to dominate, so I know I can dribble more black on it once I've got it down. This is just to put some initial color on it to dribble, and my gold seems to get goobers on the top more than any other color. Take a little bamboo skewer, poke that in, hopefully that works. Get a few little drops of gold. Now, I want to pour a dead center. I started with the Stargazer in the bottom of this, so I think what I'm going to do, there's an awful lot of orange in there. I know I've gotten stuck on this pink, but I really am loving this ginger flower, so I'm going to edge my ornament. Hopefully you guys can see me do this. I've got to do this sideways. Edge the top so that I have a dominant color coming down, right? Get it covering my edges. You see the ginger flowers coming down along the sides. I'm going to take some Stargazer. See how much I can get this in the camera for you guys to see. Get some Stargazer to dribble down that side. And a little neon green here running into that ginger flower. Same thing, I'm going to put a little bit of the neon green on that side. It's okay, I know this is looking messy, guys. Little bit of black. Now the black doesn't have silicone in it. Just a few little drops. And then I'm going to take my little dirty pour that I've got here. And of course you can't see me do this. It's fabulous. Okay, shooting from this angle isn't going to work, is it? Wow, see how close I can get you to this. Oh my God, these colors are amazing. Can I get them in the right lighting for you so you can see those golds and oranges? I am loving what's happening here. I don't even know if I want to mess with this. I'm actually liking what's happening here with that Stargazer running into the, pull out a little bit here so you guys can see. I apologize if the dirty pour kind of came at the wrong angle. I am going to have to get used to shooting with this over on my other shoulder. I may have to shoot with it because I'm right-handed. I may have to shoot on the other side. Now, this looks like this will set up like this if I leave it like this. I'm loving this paint underneath here though. Next time I'm going to have to, I got to capture this, make a skin out of it. Because of the angle, I'm hoping you can see what's happening with that center area there. See that? The ginger peach and the orange is running together, and that gold is veining down there. I don't want to disturb that. I really, really don't. I like that little opening that's happening back here. And see how I poured the Stargazer and the ginger peach on the top, how it's layering and staining the ornament. I'm loving that angle. Oh God, these colors are beautiful. I promise you I'll get a little bit better pouring the dirty pour on. I know you saw it going to the cup, but you didn't get a chance to see me just kind of swirl it on back and forth. I'm gonna let this set. I mean, my instinct is to put a little more black in here, but that would take it dark. Maybe some Stargazer, which would be contrasting to here. Yeah, I don't want to ruin what's happening there. I can't do it without getting in the camera. How do I do it so you can see me do this? Sorry, guys. There's one dribble that went in. Take my bamboo skewer, move that color around how I want it. Back to where I have to do it sideways in order for you to see this. This is so odd. Sorry. One drop. I'm just putting one drop of that green on. That way the black. Sorry, I just got quiet there. Dagnabbit. What's interesting is this will comb, leaving streaks. Wow, I'm loving that. You know, my instinct is to let this dry and then go in and add later on after it's dry. The back is going to get some colors dripping down too, but before I set this down, I'm going to set what I can see. You're not going to be able to see this, but I'm setting that blue piece of tape on top of that lid so it can dry straight. Okay, now, I promise we'll get better in the next one. I'll have the camera on a slightly better angle. It's the first time trying to do this for you guys. So let's go back and take a look at, well, this is setting up and drying. This will probably take overnight. It's going to actually start setting up in a couple hours, but overnight for it to dry for me to pick it up like I did the other ones in the beginning of the video. Sorry, I'm trying to get it so you guys can see all the colors from each end. Okay, well, let's have some fun coloring the inside of these in while we're waiting for that other one to set up. I think I'll start with this first. The color on the outside is absolutely stunning, but the ornament is very, very transparent. Now, I know I'm going to have to do something with the back, but before I do, I want to do something on the inside. Now, something really interesting about this glass, it could be all glass ornaments, but Mica's gold, copper, bronze, some of the red russets, they're called an iron oxide mica. It's a certain type of mica. So this is the shimmer gold. And it's more of a, I don't have something to brush that on. The shimmer gold, we're going to put these up on the website. The shimmer gold is a little bit lighter, more delicate, okay? The royal gold gives you more coverage. It's more of an antique color. I don't know. In this one, I think I'm going to use the royal gold. I have a tendency to like the antique gold. Now, I started to tell you about the iron oxide micas. What's interesting about the iron oxide micas is they will stick inside of an ornament. They will stick inside of an ornament with no glue. Can't explain why. I think it's something in the way that they make it, the iron oxide. There's gold, copper, bronze, red russet. We offer Merlot, we offer a mauve color, but they're made by the manufacturer. They're not our colors. We just repackage them and for you guys' convenience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just shake some of that gold up inside of here. And what I'm hoping will happen is this is going to get more rich. This transparency pink that it looks like you can look through will be more solid with even more of a shimmer behind it. The gold is not going to taint the interferent violet in this. It's just going to make it look richer. So I've got a little coffee stirrers. I got some coffee stirrers at the restaurant supply. It's 1,000 of them to the little box. They're small enough to make it through the 9/10 centimeter opening. So I'm just going to shovel some of this royal gold inside. No glue, no adhesive, and yes, you can do all kinds of treatments on the inside to have different colors on the inside versus different colors on the outside. I'm just giving you a basic demonstration of how to get started. So the gold is in here. Now, these ornaments are thick enough to where you can tap them right on the flesh of your hand, the meaty part of your hand. See, it's already gold. The gold just clings. And already that front looks more matte, more vibrant. Like the whole thing was colored because the transparency, some of that transparency is gone. And you can see some of the gold popping through where there were little gaps where the paint had not gone through. So there's little pops of gold. So there's little pops of gold. Oh, I'm loving what's happening here. See what happens with that gold and that orange and that ginger flower, the gold behind the Stargazer. And believe it or not, that green is that Artist Loft neon, plain old matte green that had picked up the colors that it was poured with, which was that ginger peach and ginger flower. It picked up the colors of that. This one looks interesting. Now the back, I'm still going to have to paint, but that's okay. I'll paint that up. And if you really look close, you'll see that you can see through this, but for some reason the gold sticks. It's absolutely amazing phenomena. So for a beginner who doesn't want to mess with painting the inside, now you can use alcohol inks. You could take, actually probably another easiest would be your Elmer's glue, 50-50 Elmer's glue with a little bit of water. But coating the inside of these is more of a challenge than you think. You can get it in, get it out, but people have a tendency to leave too much in, and then they put too much pigments inside to color in the inside, and they get pigments pulling away from the side, too much gravity because they put too much in. So like I said, safe way for a starter, gold, copper, bronze, to shake it in. You don't have to worry about if you've got too much medium in, and the colors on the outside are gorgeous. Now I'm going to varnish this. I think it's going to make it even more pretty, even though I'm loving how the matte look is. Okay, let's take another one of these another one of these. This is that hot pink, and you can see it's really, really, really transparent. This is the one where I love the veining, other than I have to figure out what I'm going to do right here. I can touch it up, I can paint it, I can dribble more paint, but I don't want to ruin the pattern that I have so far. So I'm going to actually use the lighter gold just so you can see the difference. This is the Shimmer gold. Little metal hook staying in there. I love, like I said in the beginning, how these are double fired so you can't get your fingers on them. Okay, so let's take some of that Shimmer gold with my coffee stirrer. With the coffee stirrer, get a little bit more in there. I'm just picking up a little bit at a time and kind of shoveling it in. Hold my finger over the top. Give it just a little hit on the meaty part of my hand so I can tap it around. Now immediately it doesn't look transparent anymore, even though if you look really, really close it is. You can see the gold in the back popping through those veins. But I'm still going to have to paint the end, but I'm loving what's happening here. I think I can get away with a little bit more gold inside because this is still very, very transparent. So let me add a little bit more. And because I want to direct the color right to here, that's the part I'm going to put down on the meaty part of my hand, lightly tap, and gravity is going to move that color there. Don't hit it hard, be really, really gentle, just take your time. Don't be in a hurry, okay? And see, I got a little bit more gold popping in there, okay? Now I'll finish the back side eventually. I'm going to paint or dribble something on this, probably in the next video. But I want to get this, at least this initial start out to you guys and how I got these one sides done. These are absolutely stunning. And Now, this one was not necessarily a dirty pour. I put the red on there, the ginger flower. I put some Stargazer here. I put some of the green, and then just veined the black over the top and let it go naturally. Just dribbled it on. I didn't dirty pour this at all. I didn't make a dirty pour mix. And I'm loving the veining as it went through that ginger flower. Okay. Now, the first one, and this is the one I premiered on Facebook. I love this color combination. This was sort of a dirty pour that I kept adding to. I started with the ginger flower across the top, poured some Stargazer down the side, did a dirty pour with the black, the Stargazer, the ginger flower, the gold. I kind of stuck to the same color family. And when it looked a little blonde in the middle, I added more black, and that's where I got this amazing veining down the side. My girlfriend said she didn't like this one quite as much because on the camera when I took a photo when it was still wet, this looked really black, but now that you can see how much of that interference green mica that's popped through from the Stargazer, I think it's beautiful. Part of me would like to put a blue background in here, but I am going to paint this, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to also put gold on the inside. I think because this is kind of mysterious, I'm going to go back to that royal gold. This is just kind of where I want to be. So let me put a little bit of royal gold into the opening with my copy stir. Now, some of you may or may not have heard that we are having a GoFund. We're in the middle of a GoFundMe. You can go to GoFundMe and search for Help ColourArte Grow. We have the list of the colors in the packages that we're doing in the reward packages on the site. What we're doing is we're building only a dozen full sets of all 216 colors, something we're never going to be able to offer to the public, even once we get a filling company. And we're trying to get enough money. I'm wiping the gold off on the outside while I'm talking. Enough money to raise capital to get a filling contractor to do our pigments for us. That means we can ship a lot faster and even have a selection up on Dick Blick. And then our watercolors, which of course you're watching an ornament video, so it may not matter to you, but our watercolors we've been making for 15 years. We're going to get into this decade and put them in a metal tin, and that's brand new packaging. So if you're interested in any of the rewards packages or curious about them, go to Help ColourArte Grow under GoFundMe, or look for the GoFundMe link on our page on our website at www.colorarte.com, and you'll be able to take a look and see what our colors are in the color assortment. There's not enough room on the GoFund to list the colors in the color assortment, so they're actually up on our website. Okay, back to this ornament. I put the royal gold inside. I'm going to shake it up. Right now I'm just kind of hitting all sides. Let's see if you can watch me do this. Turning the ornament, gently moving it around. Now, boy, that really changed it. It's not quite as green as it was. This part's a little bit richer where the gold's coming in behind that black. You can start to see it creep in. This is gold on the inside. I'm trying to make sure there's none on the outside to confuse things, but wow, it's really, really, really rich. Now the back again, I'm going to have to paint something. I might hand paint. I might try to take this off. I don't know if I want to risk that because I love the front. I might just go ahead and hand paint something on here very, very carefully, or dribble just colors on here very carefully and just let them dry, because I love the front of my piece here. And this would be the part that I would have out on my Christmas tree. I am preparing ornaments for our tree in the gallery, this upcoming show this next week, so I can commission some ornaments out to people that maybe want, 16, 32, or 64 colored in specific color combinations. So I am going to be commissioning some of these out if anybody's interested. But I will be doing short little video spurts here You're going to see quite a few over the weekend in the different color combinations that I'm getting ready for the tree. So be prepared to see more of these little ornament videos popping up here. And once again, over the weekend, actually till Thanksgiving, I'm going to keep the special up on the ornaments for 20% off. From now until the end of the month, you get an extra 20% off because of the coupon we've got going on for at ColourArte.com. It's on the front page. It's ColourArte October, I think is the coupon. And right now that means the ornaments would be 40% off for a full case, half case, or quarter case. Let's go back and take a look at the one that we poured that's fresh and wet. See how that's turning out here. Looks like it's going to dry this way, which is perfect. I still have my little, I don't know if I can show this in the camera without ruining this. I have got my little tape going to this area, and if you can see, I'm starting to get swirls, streaks on the back. Let's not ruin this because this piece is going to go into the gallery. I have it set up just perfect. I don't want to ruin it. But as you can tell, that's how this one is setting up, and I'll let you guys see this in one of the next videos. Once it's dry, you'll be seeing this finished. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this ornament video made with the ColourArte clear glass hearts. We also have eggs and stars on our website. And the primary elements, art pigments mixed with the vivid multi-surface acrylic medium. This is the sister. This is the white paint, but it's in the same family, vivid clear. And the primary elements, I just assumed that you guys were tuning in because you already knew about it, but the paint was originally mixed with the primary elements and the vivid ultrametallics. If you're interested in how I mix my paints, go look at video 13A. I go through a whole explanation of how to mix the colors in advance to make them for this ornament. Have a great day and be kind to each other. Bye-bye.